Hi everyone, and welcome to Jack and Cat Adventures. Today we're going to make a banana cake, and I'm telling you, this is so good. Everybody will love it. The bowls look a little intimidating. Don't let it get to you. It's easy. So in a mixing bowl, I have 2 cups of sugar, and I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of salted butter. And that comes out to 12 tablespoons of butter. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to start this going and creaming, and while that's going, make sure you oil and flour a pan really well. It's an 9x13 pan, and get your oven preheating to 350. So in this bowl I have 3 cups of flour. I have 1 tablespoon of vanilla, 4 teaspoons of lemon juice. We're going to use 3 large eggs. In this bowl I have 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and to that we're going to add the milk. Now you're going to whisk it together. Just waiting for my butter and sugar to get fluffy. You're going to need 4 very ripe bananas, and they can be medium to, maybe if you do have really big ones, just do 3. And you're going to put them in a small bowl and mash them like this. Okay, so my sugar and butter is nice and fluffy, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add our 3 eggs. One at a time. 2. 3. Now at this point I would suggest scraping down your bowl. Now we're going to add our vanilla and our lemon juice. Alright, so now this is light and fluffy, and I've added everything to it, and we're going to do half of the flour into our bowl. Okay, let me get a clean towel to put over that so it doesn't go everywhere. Now you just want to beat in the flour just until it's incorporated. Don't overbeat this. Then you're going to do half of your mixture, your milk mixture. And again, cover it, because that milk might fly everywhere. Okay, the rest of our flour. I'm going to scrape it down now. This is very thick. That's the way you want it. I have to say, even without the bananas in it, this smells really good right now. It smells like a really rich vanilla cake. Alright, so let's add the rest of our milk. Now, clean your beaters off. Make sure you get it all. Okay. Now, you're going to add your bananas, and you just want to fold them in. Now remember, you fold from the bottom to the top, just around. Just make sure it's just incorporated really well. Now, if you have bananas that have gone bad or turned really brown, just peel them and put them in a Ziploc bag and put them in your freezer. They'll last a very long time. And you can use them for breads and muffins and smoothies and milkshakes. So don't throw away those dark bananas, because you can use them for a lot of other things. Alright, so now we're just going to put this in our pan. See, that didn't take long. Alright. Just smooth that out evenly so it bakes evenly. That looks really nice. Let me show it to you. Now we're going to put it in the preheated 350-degree oven for 40 minutes. I'm kind of iffy on the 40 minutes only because some ovens are hotter than others. Start checking it at 40. It could go all the way up to 55 minutes, but start checking it at 40. Alright, so now here's our cake. Mine went for about 50 minutes, so check yours after 40. You take a wooden skewer or a toothpick, put it in the middle, and if it comes out clean, your cake is done. Alright, now my cake is cooled and ready for frosting. So in this bowl, I have a cup of powdered sugar, 1 8-ounce block of cream cheese softened, a teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/8 teaspoon of salt. We're going to cream this till it's really smooth. In the meantime, you're going to need whipping cream and a bowl, and your bowl has to be very cold and your whipping cream has to be really cold. All that is in my freezer right now. So as soon as this gets done, I'll show you how to do the whipped cream. So my frosting is coming together, it's getting really smooth, and now you want this spreadable. So if it's too thick, add a little bit of cream or milk to it slowly and a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. If it's too thin, you might have to add an extra up to half a cup of powdered sugar. I don't know how wet, how much water was in your cream cheese, and all that factors into how wet this is going to be. I'm going to pull it here in a second and we're going to see what it looks like. And if you see that while you're pouring your powdered sugar into the measuring cup. If it looks lumpy, sift it before you put it in here. Alright, so I think this is pretty good. I'm going to let it go one more second. Alrighty. Now, make sure you clean your beaters. Alright, so now what we're going to do is just make sure this is really creamed together good. Now, this is really good spreading frosting right here. This is perfect. So now what we're going to get is we're going to get our 1.5 cups of heavy cream in our bowl. And you're going to want to whip this with your whisk attachment. Okay. Now at this point, once this forms peaks, we're going to put it into this. You cannot add any more powdered sugar at this point. You have to do it before we put this whipped cream in or it'll be lumpy. So this whipped cream has to get pretty fluffy. Start off maybe a little slow, and as it starts to thicken up, you can make your mixer go faster. Alright, so my whipped cream is stiff. Now you don't want to overbeat whipped cream. It'll turn to butter. So what we're going to do is we are going to fold this whipped cream into our cream cheese mixture and just down and over, down and over. This is what's going to give this frosting a really airy, creamy texture. Just make sure you keep getting on the bottom of that bowl because there's a lot of cream cheese on the bottom of the bowl. And you can tell real easily when it's mixed in because the cream cheese mixture is slightly more yellow than the whipped cream. So you can see it being incorporated very easily. Alright, so here's what our frosting looks like. Now we're just going to put it on our cake evenly. I have an offset spatula here I'm going to use. Even just spreading this, it sounds like it's just full of air. It's unbelievable. Now, spread it all around. And you have plenty of frosting, so don't worry. In fact, you probably have some left over. I usually leave a little bit left over because it's pretty thick if you use the whole thing. Alrighty. And there you go. There's your cake. Alright, so our cake is frosted and done. And make sure that once it's frosted, you put it in the refrigerator. The frosting has to get cold and get set. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. And remember, you do you.
So here we are live at Sumner Estates. We're sampling some of Kat's banana cake with cream cheese based frosting, and this is hands down the best I've ever had. Julia Childs would be jealous. Martha Stewart would be envious. And Josh is happy.